Hello and welcome back to Let's Code. In this video, I am going to create a .NET MVC project for you. And our intention would be to understand MVC, what theory we understood, the three components M, V and C. See those things in action with the real code. So let me launch my Visual Studio 2022. So I am using Visual Studio Community Edition. In earlier videos, I have already explained you how to install Visual Studio and how to set up your coding environment. So let me launch my Visual Studio. Very first thing, I'm going to create an MVC project. So after launching, this kind of dialog or window opens, Visual Studio 2022. If you are installing new, you can install 2023 as well. I'll hit on create new project button on the right. So basically there are so many templates Visual Studio provides. What does it mean by template? Because there are so many kinds of program you can write with the help of Visual Studio. It could be a desktop application. What is desktop application? Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoints are typical example of desktop application. You can write web APIs and you can write web application. So this time our intention is to write a web application. So on the top I'll search for MVC. So these things are called templates. I'm going to choose one MVC template. So this says ASP.NET Core Web API. No, we don't want. We need this one, ASP.NET Core Web App Model View Controller. So I have selected this. I'm hitting on next button. By default, it says project name is Web Application 1. I'll just rename it as MVC App. Where I'm keeping my files, so I have designated one directory in my machine that is called D drive POC. So within D drive POC, I keep all my files and this kind of project. So you can have your own path. Then we have given the project name. We have chosen the path where these files are, class files are going to reside. I'll not touch anything else. I'll hit on next button. By default, this .NET 7.0, it's the most recent framework. I am selecting that. So I'm not touching anything. I'll simply hit on create button. So this will create a Visual Studio project for me with all the components predefined: view, model and controller. So everything what we talked about, view means this is the place where our user interface related files will reside. Model is where our data component is going to be reside. Controller is something that view talks to in order to get the data. We'll understand each layer in more detail. Let me first run and see if this works or not. So on the top, I'm hitting on the green color button. That's wonderful. So at least our project is being launched. So what we'll do, this video we will conclude here itself. In the next video, we are going to understand the MVC thing in a little detail. Fine. So, and yes, if you have still not subscribed to Let's Code, please do that, because I think this kind of easy content you will not get anywhere else in order to learn the programming. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next video.